Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pentiment. This is episode 3. Last time, we went to work. We went to the Scriptorium. We got to know a couple of people. We had a bit of a run around. There's a little bit of mystery brewing. It's on the horizon. It's beginning to brew. There is a storm a-coming. A calm before the storm. How many times can I say the same thing differently? Calm before the storm is the way to approach this scenario, because a storm is coming. We have the rain. The rain has begun. I must get back to work. We had a lovely dinner. Actually, we might go in the guest house real quick. See who's in here. See who's in the guest house. Ah, Miss Lau is in the guest house. God be with you, Andreas. And that's all she wrote. So we'll leave. That's another brand new character that we haven't met yet. We'll go back to work. We basically explored around areas. This is cool. Time has now shifted. It has shifted into the work hours. And what is really cool about this game is when there is a change in the time of day, there is also a change in where all of the characters are placed. So we've got Matthew outside, but we've also got a new character named Carl and a couple of people that look like they are straight out of Bloodborne. Interesting. Let's talk to Carl. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. If I'm ever in a church that long, I must have fallen asleep. Haha, most days I'd agree with you. But Helen is pregnant now. We can't be too careful. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz's hand and Satia's shrine to pray for their aid. Okay. You would be better off preparing for the child than praying to the saints. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. We'll be nice about it. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Okay, so that's Carl, and part of me wants to say Carl's family because they're all together, but then at the same time, it seems as though I can't speak to them. So let's speak to Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. I am but a humble short king. Hello, brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kearsal's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kearsal both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? Yes, I tabbed to a glossary, and I learnt all about him. A patron saint of Tassing. Legend states he was an Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kearsal's shrine, Matthew. Everyone knows that. Oh, I can't. Even though technically I do, no, I do not. I've been so focused on my masterpiece, I've never had a moment to learn about St. Moritz. Well, you ought to learn about something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. By all means, I'm here to learn, baby. This is an educational RPG experience. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria, which is a powerful duchy in the southeastern Holy Roman Empire. It is east of Swabia and north of Tyrol. Tassing and Kearsal sit in the extreme south of the duchy, near the border with Tyrol. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome. The emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. St. Moritz came here. Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into the pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satia, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. So how did Moritz's hand end up in Tassing? The Roman soldiers dismembered St. Moritz for fear he would resurrect like Christ. So the Christians of the town fled with his body so that it would not be further desecrated, and his hand was preserved here. What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You are welcome, Master Mailer. God bless you. Until later, brother. Love it. And this is the shrine here. And that's the hand. We've already been in here and had a look at it, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. So I think something we might try and need to make a habit of is when the time of day changes, go and check places that we've already been, because characters will have shifted into doing different tasks, I suppose. Like, for example, we've still got the cat here, which is great. That's the most important part. We need to make sure the cat is okay and that we can pet the cat. However, few of the ladies are still here tending to the garden. But one of them is no longer here. Whoever was here, I think it was Gertrude. So we're going to check to see if there's somewhere else. Might be in the prioress's house. No, because this is Cecilia. I wonder if dialogue changes at different time of the day. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there anything I can help you with? No, my apologies. Until later. Alright. So it opens up a dialogue, but it's not new dialogue. It's just kind of like hi-bye kind of stuff. Part of me, wants to obviously check it because I don't want to miss out on some potential dialogue or clues or hints to things. So we're always going to try and check in as much as possible. Oh, nice. I love hearing the rain from the inside. I can talk to Rudiger again, and he just says, God bless you, Andreas. The sacristy is now locked, so that was our one chance to go in there, and we did. We took that chance as soon as we could. We did. Let's go to the cemetery at a different time of day and see if there's something different about this grave. I feel like we need to check it at a particular point of the day, like at night time. There might be something weird about it. I have a hunch. Otherwise, I don't know what else, would be the deal with that. But we're seeing the storm clouds brewing as well. No one's in the dormitory. Sabat has moved. God give ye health. Oh, alright. Volkbert says, good day. Yeah, the more that I probably go through this, the more I'm probably going to assume that characters won't have a whole bunch to talk to you about, but then at the same time, there's just that part of me that wants to check anyway. Saint Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. Florian. God bless you, Andreas. Most of these medicines are made by Agnes. Nice. Alright, I have a sneaking suspicion that characters will move, but maybe not have anything new to say, You can never tell. Which is why it's always worth just at least having a brief look, just to see if anyone's fucking chilling out. But at the very least, we know that there are locations that are locked at some points in the day and might open up at other points. The sacristy, however you pronounce it, is a good example of that. But let's go to the Scriptorium and get back to work. Everyone's working hard. There we go. Prior Ferenc is here, and he's going to be like, hey, mate, you didn't see me do anything with my cipher. I'm not suspicious at all. Brother Adoc, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're a fucking disaster, you are. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I am working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. I love that his name is Brother Guy. It just makes me so happy. Brother Guy. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have. You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? God, this dude's a dick. Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Ferenc, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the Scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Oh, there's Baron Rothvogel himself. He has arrived. Doth my eyes deceive me, or is that my work that has not been completed? Preposterous. Ah, look at his face. I love that he's like scrunches his face up. He's like, what? I have a feeling that Rothvogel's going to ask us to do it. He'll ask us to take over, even though I'm already doing work. But I don't know, it just feels like it. That must be my main character syndrome talking. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? Must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Kirsal is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. Of course. We only want to accommodate you. Lick my sweaty balls. I am rich, and I'm going to get Andreas to do it. Good to see you again. Ah, do we respectfully? Are we on first name bases? Bases? Because he calls me Andreas instead of peasant boy? Nod respectfully? How should I respond to this? The abbot already seems annoyed. Just nod, don't irritate the abbot. Simply addressing him as my lord would be appropriate, and greet him with his Christian name. You are brothers and comrades in art. I love the jester character. I think I want to replay the game at some point, like in my replay, where I'm just literally going to be a fool the whole time, and it'll be so much fun. But in my first time playthrough, I'm definitely leaning towards more of a Socrates approach. I'd acknowledge him respectfully without being overly familiar. My lord? This will be remembered. Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable, and the main character of this story. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your concern? No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is all right with it. Well, I'll do what I have to do, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to finish my masterpiece. Look, we gotta do what we gotta do. Or do we? Who knows? I want to do my masterpiece, sir. I feel like this is going to be a this will be remembered thing. I don't know if Baron Rothvigel even knows about my my masterpiece and what I'm working on. I can't remember if we spoke about that or only the work that we're doing for the Scriptorium. Well, Abbot, I am trying to finish my masterpiece at the moment. Andreas, you would do well to remember who it is that is making the completion of this masterpiece possible. That is true, actually. All right, if it takes the pressure off of Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work, and that is my last and final answer. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Andreas is to join me, the old chap. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. Yes, no, I have made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. That is 100% true. There we go. No, I did make supper. I did try and tell him about my supper plans with the right person. I got confused because I ate lunch with Otto and Andres, and I just was like, supper is usually a nighttime thing, but I don't know. Who knows what the go is in Tassing? Maybe supper is breakfast in this place. So I was like, I guess this is the food that I'm eating, and I'll eat the other food later. But I was right after all. I did speak to the right person, I just couldn't tell him that I have now double booked myself. I am going to mention this because I have already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town, my lord. Nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. This will be remembered. Well, Father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. Well, can I go tell the Druckers that I'm fucking forced into dinner against my will with the rich man? This guy's gonna tell me off. Yep. You had this planned, you bastard. Okay, mate. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Oh, go to hell. That's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the Abbot and the Abbey. Prior Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Brother Guy is such a teacher's pet. You butt kisser. Guy, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? Just... This is us taking sides, bruh. I'm not going to make this worse. Brothers!
If you please, Sister Dana and I would prefer it if you keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here.
Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the Abbot's table. And we have moved into Vespers to eat. Supper at the Abbot's table. We're definitely going to try and head back to the Drucker's house, though, and be like, what's up? I'm bailing at a moment's notice. I'll see you later, okay? I mean, we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out anyway. so we've solved the cipher, so we can no longer look at it or investigate. So there's nothing new in there. Now I'm going to go to the cemetery. Okay, still nothing out of the ordinary. Might have to wait till sleepy time, and then we can sneak around after dark. And then we'll see. People would... it's food time, so I guess everybody would be... Nobody logically should be hanging around here that'll be eaten. Oh, actually, shit. I don't want to accidentally go to where I'm supposed to go. So we have to go to the courtyard and lavatory. So as long as we avoid that, we're okay. I wonder when we'll be able to sneak into the library through that secret door that we found. Martin is still there. What? What? Alright. To the Drucker's house. Oh, who's this? Till. Till. Hello there, Master Mailer. But a farmer. Hello, Till. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. Can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gernot became abbot. And then wrote it nicely instead. He wrote it in a fancy script. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. He's changed his handwriting. He's speaking more eloquently. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favourite. He has to change his accent because he changed his handwriting. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the, Riti, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians and on all sides when Mays sent a wolf to the knight. Mars, not Mays, Mars. The Roman god of war and agriculture. Mars represented civilization and peace throughout military might. Right. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed to a magical something with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf and the something Epsing what? EPZ? Epsing? And Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where this all came from. That sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about St. Moritz, without the Roman gods, of course. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring? Oh, a spring. Spring. Saved near a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. It's interesting seeing the same word in a different sentence and then being able to figure out what it is. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Mailer. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's great when you have the English language and the alphabet, and in this handwriting, the letter R is a Z, and the letter S looks like a capital B but small, but it also looks like it could be an E, but then you see the E, and the E looks like an E, so it doesn't look like that at all, and you just have to be like, you just have to accept it. And that's a giant P, but with a dash through it, so it's obviously an F. Handwriting, right? The English language, right? Just a beautiful thing. It's nice to feel you're connected, not you's connected, to those who came before you, and not befoes you, even if it's only by the land you live on. I'd rather look forward to new opportunities, but I do see the value in looking back. To each his own, I suppose. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mailer, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, alright? I will. Until later, Till. Nice. New character unlocked. We haven't been to the mill before. We haven't gone to the mill yet, because I was like, oh, we'll probably end up there later, but now I kind of wish that we'd just checked it out anyway. But those are the Roman ruins that Till was talking about. What a curious mill. The wind turns the sails, and that powers the grinding stone. I can pet a dog, Staub. A little whippet greyhound thingy. Beautiful dog, you have been petted. Beautiful dog. Can't believe I missed out on a dog this whole time. Glass windows? They must have cost a fortune. Alright, let's check the Roman ruins out. Nice. Ancient graffiti. I love it. Real life examples of ancient graffiti, you should look it up because it's so funny. I love it. Like, you see, like, coffins and sarcophagi desecrated with, like, old ancient graffiti. And it's great because you look at that and you go, everyone was a child or a teenager once and they had, like, you know, that mischievous side, even in old times. And it's so cool to see. I love looking at it. A child's drawing. I wonder who the artist is. Collapsed. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. The aqueduct. The aqueduct. Nice. All right. That was that do indeed be the mill. All right. So we're at the Drucker's house. And I'm pretty sure he was here, wasn't he? Yeah, the Drucker's house is locked. You're such a punk. Goddamn game. I can't believe it. The game straight up refuses to let me be a nice person and, like, let these people know that I'm not going to make it for dinner, even though I've tried my darndest. God damn it, there's another cat here! Pet Schlau. Pet every animal you see. It is a rule of life. Absolutely a rule of life. Lucky. Hello, Andreas. We can go to the Steiner house. Of course, I can't go to the Drucker's home because they're like, oh, we'll lock our door. Hello, Andreas. You guys deliver a message for me. I desperately want to let the Druckers know that I have not willingly abandoned them. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Ulrich. God bless you, Andreas. I am but baking some bread. Anna?
Hi!
Gret. Oh, actual dialogue. Andreas, such a pleasure to see you, and looking so handsome as always. Gret? Your husband is just by the window. Let's sneak upstairs real quick. Back for more of my rye? What do you mean by rye, love? Dear Gret, you know I can't stay away from your rye. Andreas, here. I was passing by and I thought I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Till later, Gret. We speak in code when Ulrich is around. Rye means vagina. To the town commons. Alright, we've got Andres. Hello, Andreas. Good evening, Andres. So, Otto and Eva, huh? Yes, what about them? Otto has a good eye, I can't fault him that. I guess. She's a good, strong-willed woman. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. Otto practically asked me to be his messenger. I'm just only trying to understand how things stand. Did he really? Or did you just assume the part all on your own? You started picking up poor habits during your time in Tassing, Andreas. It can't be the Gertners. Peter is stern. Maybe the monks talk too much. Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already not to be spitting like a boy. They both like each other, seems to me. If you found the right person, you should go for it. That's what I would do. Where is Mistress Schmidtin, if I may ask? Oh, that's a private matter. Okay. You just haven't found the right person? No. I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Worry not. Could happen at any moment, Andres. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. Alright. I guess we should go check in with Eva, hey. All of the sheep have been put back in, which is nice. Otto. Hey, Andreas. Old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. I am old Otto. Over there is young Otto. One day he will have a son and call it Younger Otto. The Johann Bauer farm. Look at all these new places we can check out while we should be eating dinner. Johann's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Hey, if we've got the opportunity to check out these areas, we should, you know? Hey there, Andreas. There's Hans.
Hey, Andreas. I'm a boy. In 1518. Can't you hear it by my voice?
How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields?
I guess.
Do you like it?
What?
Farming.
I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not.
What do you like about it? What do you think about then?
Uncle Fred says Brigitte might come help with the laundry today.
People. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice.
She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitte lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. What? Till later, Hans. Bye.
I can't switch between those two voices. They just blended together, apparently. So bad.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
This looks to be a little grave. These wood carvings are quite curious. So this is the widower's house? Ottilia? She's not happy.
You want something?
Yes, I've come to make myself at home in your home. What's yours is mine, Ottilia. Catch you later. Alright. Alright. Here's old France. Andreas. Let's check the home. We cannot check the home. Nice. Okay. Let's head back to our starting location of the Gertner farm real quick so we can talk to Eva. And be like, Eva, Otto likes you. Eva. Hello, Andreas. Oh, I can't tell you yet. Okay. Clara says hello, Andreas. Peter says Andreas. Gertner guest room. Ursula. Andreas. Ill Peter. God bless you. Big Yorg. Hi, Andreas. Everyone's chilling here. I can just go to bed, apparently. That's really interesting that it allows me to go to bed. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Ferret keeps giving me all of these books to read. I really should clean this up. I wonder what happens if you just go to bed instead of having dinner. And you just skip out. That'd be a curious thing to try on another occasion, but I'm not going to... I feel like when you're playing it for the first time, you should probably do what the game wants you to do instead of playing around with what you could possibly do. Those are more for replays. However, we have gotten to see more of the lovely place of Tassing. Now we can go have dinner. And the Drucker family are going to be like, mate, where the fuck were you? We had a plate of dinner and a spot free for you the whole night. And I'll be like, bro, you won't believe where I was. I was kidnapped. I swear it. Okay. Courtyard and lavatorium. Oh.
Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it'll be good to have you with us.
That's a shame, I always enjoy our talks.
Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like.
Strange.
Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter.
I hope I don't make a fool of myself. These men are far above my station. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating.
Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Kiersau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career.
There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old just because a nobleman says so.
Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will write over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside.
And I wash me hands in the trough. Something I want to talk about real quick before we go and have dinner and proceed with this story is I was reading there was an article or an interview recently with Josh Sawyer about this game, and he was basically talking about how without Game Pass, like he'd never have expected or thought that this game could be a reality. So something that I really like about Game Pass's existence is it really does allow a space and a platform for stories, for games, for ideas to actually happen without a massive financial stress. A lot of like games and things that come out, they're like, we need to make sure that this sells. First of all, we need to make a profit. We need numbers, and it becomes about trends, what appeals to gamers nowadays, and that's why you have loot boxes and battle passes and all of these things that like you might seem to get a lot of negative controversy. Unfortunately, it's a moneymaker, and unfortunately, it works. And from a business perspective, that's why you see that shit all the time. Something I really adore about Game Pass is, while, yeah, it's still a business model, it's still a business practice for you to get a subscription to a service, and you are therefore paying a company. Because of that, because it is this paid service, it takes a lot of stress off certain creators and people that are like, hey, I want to be able to do this thing. And Game Pass makes it a reality, which is really cool. Like a game like this, like being stated that it wouldn't exist without Game Pass is something I can wholly believe, because people, unfortunately, and I do put unfortunately in bold lettering and underline it, unfortunately, people will look at this and go, I've got something else that I'd rather spend my money on, and I'll pass on it. But Game Pass allows people to be like, it's free to download, free, you are paying a subscription, but it gets included with a bunch of other games, and you check it out, and you go, oh, you know what? I actually enjoyed myself, and this was a great story. And that's always what I love about the games that I play, is I really want it to have a good story. It doesn't matter what gameplay approach you take, your art direction, anything. if it has an incredible story. You know, you can have graphics from 1990, and if it has an incredible story, I would love to play it. You know what I mean? And that's not to knock art direction or graphics or gameplay choices, whatever, because those things are all perfectly valid too. Art direction, almost most of all. This game has incredible art direction, as an example. But a lot of people are going to see this, and I've already received some comments about this being like, oh, this is what Xbox has now. You know, that kind of bullshit, right? And it's like, stop comparing it to a PlayStation Studios cinematic experience over the shoulder, copy and paste, you know? As good as those games are, and as much as I do love them too, for different reasons, it doesn't make experiences or games like this bad. And I hate seeing that. I hate people being like, this is the game that's come out, you know? And it's like, yeah, it's a good game with an engaging story, and I really like how it's presented. Obviously, different strokes for different folks. Not everyone's going to love it, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not for you. And I just wish that more people were open-minded about the games that they play, or the games that come out, without having to trash on it for no reason. It's just kind of annoying and cringe, to be honest. But I just wanted to make a brief point just to say that I really do appreciate that we can have games like this through Game Pass. I genuinely think it's a great opportunity to be able to potentially have a passion project or a story that you really want to tell, and you don't have to worry so much about return on investment or profits or any of that fucking corporate bullshit, and you can just tell a good story, because I think people forget that games are a really beautiful form of storytelling, and it's an art form. It's a medium in the art space, you know. And this is a big fucking shining example of that. This is literally an art video game, an art history, and history in general. And I love how it's presented, and I do really appreciate stuff like this, you know. And this is something that I say a lot, is while this doesn't really classify at all as an indie game, because Obsidian is not an indie developer, it does give you, there are certain people within Obsidian or within big companies, for example, like Josh Sawyer, who wants to go out and do an individual project. There's some form of it that still has an indie nature at heart, because it's an individual passion project, you know what I mean? It just comes from a bigger developer. And I think that should happen more. I think that should be encouraged, instead of having companies or publishers or developers just being like, you make this because you're known for this. This is all you make, you know? You make Call of Duty, or shit like that, you know? If one person who's also known for telling good narrative stories or being a lead designer in the past want to, you know, work on something like Pentiment, let them do it. And then Game Pass allows that to exist. And that will be my rant. Rant over. Let's go have dinner. Otherwise, you just play the same old shit all the time, you know what I mean? Get some variety on your plate, mates. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Let's all eat here in silence. Look at them all. Father Gernot, Father Thomas, Prior Ferric, eating at the fucking big boy table. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And we finally had the word Messiah mentioned, and I pulled the plug and pulled the trigger too early and already did my Monty Python Messiah reference. I should have done it here. God damn it. I pulled it too early. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Yeah, do we, this is interesting. Do we talk, or do we just, you know, nod or shake our head? Because This is the thing. Nobody else is speaking. We're apparently allowed to speak, but we might piss some people off. I'm thinking of trying to maybe not speak heaps. So let's go with Shakehead. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Or whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. They wanted to tell him. He wanted everybody to tell people that he was a very naughty boy. Say it with me now. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Further Gernot, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. Alright, well, he's spoken. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's like straight up trying to divert the subject to food, please. Look at oh shit! I didn't notice this. Everyone's expressions. Everyone's pissed off at that. Fallout New Vegas pops up in the corner. Everybody disliked that. He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in ideas, do you not? Do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Yeah, this is putting everyone in a really awkward spot. Everyone's like, what the fuck? This dude's like darting his eyes back to front. He's like, is it too late to excuse myself to go to the bathroom? He's really put me in a difficult position. I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. To hell with the abbot. If he can't handle a little criticism, he isn't fit to sit at a fancy table. Why not join in a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding truth. Oh man, everyone's kind of a bit pissed off right now. Because the abbot will be furious with me, that's why. Yeah, but he can't. Can he kick us out? Can he? Underneath the Last Supper mural in the background here. This is a place where everyone should be included. Why not? Where should we start? And that was a real-life Andreas burp. He's just taken a swig of wine to get into it. I don't mean to get political, but this will be remembered. Ah, a debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 95 thesis? We're about to get in trouble, I think. Enough! Andreas, you should know better. Yeah, I should have stayed silent. But also, I was curious, mate. Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. Suck my nuts, Rothvogel. Politely lick upon my nutsack. God bless his name. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate charge of the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies.
In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tassai. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. And now he leaves me at the table to, awkwardly deal with this. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. So I also came here for fucking no reason. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I could have gone to dinner with the Druckers, bro. God fucking damn. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about further Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. It may be so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Aha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Off I hobble, to add to my cumrag clothes. It is sleep time. Compline. A few more pages. I should get some sleep. Oh, nice. So there we go. We actually can't even explore the church now, so that's all been cut off. Certain areas are still accessible, I suppose, and other areas are not. We can go to the convent garden, which is interesting. Not the church, though. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I can't even make a point of it. Cat, I must pet you once more. For a third time, you will be patted. I must earn your loyalty. Yes. Loyalty earned. Always try to earn the loyalty of your pets. Why do I keep trying that door? I don't know. Why do I keep trying that door? Because maybe one of these days it will be available for me. Cecilia! God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there anything I can help you with? No, I am just wasting your time. Get me the fuck out of here. Alright, I'm gonna leave. We are gonna go to the cemetery, though, because it's nighttime now. And I'm gonna see if my hunch bears fruit. Oh. Actually, hold on. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. A poor night for stargazing. I should get back to the Gertners. Or can we maybe have a chat to Baron Rothvogel? Nope, the guest house is locked. Alright then. To the cemetery we go. No, actually, hang on a minute. Ah, you can only get to the cemetery from the church, and we can't access it, can we? Which means I cannot even investigate it in the night. Damn. Okay. Actually, we might be able to... Hang on. The Abbot... Oh, no, the Abbot House... Which I don't think we've ever been able to go through the Abbot House anyway. Has not been accessible. Yeah, it's still not accessible at all. This time not even with a locked door. Okay, so we're not able to check out my cemetery hunch, which means we have to wait for that to develop. I thought maybe at night time there would be something. Alas, there is naught. Ooh, huh? Gah! spirits, lad. Ghosts in the ruins. Are you all right, Master Miller? Did you see that in the aqueduct? The ghost? Oh, okay. Yeah, did you see the ghost? There must be a better explanation than that. Well, I'm not here to tell you what you saw. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Have you ever seen one? Mm-hmm. Literally around the shrine. Usually around the shrine. Who knows how many restless Romans lie beneath those stones? Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Miller. I will, thank you. You too. Alright, mates. Let's go to the ruins, because I've seen a ghost. Let's go investigate before bed. To the ruins. Nothing happened. Hey, you never know. You never know. There is never a time wasted when a dog is petted. Words to live by. Ooh, Amelie. Ah! No! Pale horse! Pale horse! Still on the floor! Remain silent. Martins! Martins! The pale horse! Death! Monastic hour corresponding to 2 a.m. It is used for the night prayer. Music's kicking in too. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes. Yes, you're with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. There's going to be a death soon, a pale horse. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing in there? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She is an Anchorite, a religious hermit, so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun in Kirsau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many Anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at Kirsau could read, even poor brother Wollenbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. As she changes to a more casual script instead of the other one. Of course, sister. Sister? Bizarre. It sounds like she's in a great deal of pain. She is. She feels a pain that is both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. She got scoliosis. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh, no, don't rush into judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all.
as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over her thoughts, or our thoughts, I should say. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. Suspicious and weird. Just screaming out of her little window there. Bizarre. Oh, the Drucker house. Come on, guys. Let me knock upon their door and say sorry. God damn it. I feel bad for them. But oh well. Let us head home. Home is where we shall head. To the Gertner farm. To the Gertner house and to my Gertner bed. He's sleeping. Sleeping in his chair. Oh, cute. The three of them sleep in one bed together, and then Big Jorg sleeps in one. Oh, no, hang on. With Peter. No, that's Peter. I think there's another body there, right? Maybe. Is everybody accounted for? Time for me to go to bed. Go to bed. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Oh. I assume this is just cancelling out going to bed. Yes, I was wondering if staying awake would lead to a different outcome. Always got to test it. Go to sleep. Sleepy time for a sleepy boy. What a big day, huh? 3 parts to get through one day. Not bad. Do we have a dream? Martins. Loads. Prime. Back to work. Are we gonna we didn't... I was actually wondering if we were gonna have a dream. Another dream where maybe we'd chat to Socrates and Saint Gorbachev. I think it's Gorbanes. Beatrice and such. We have a leak in our roof because of the storm. But I think with that one, a new day has started. So we are going to bring this episode of Pentiment to a close. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really am enjoying this game, and I feel like we're inching ever closer to something happening. Was there a death overnight? Are we about to stumble onto a death, and this vision, a revelation, is actually taking place much sooner than Father Thomas expected? Who knows? We'll find out next time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this game, and I hope you're enjoying my playthrough of it, and I will see you next time.